Hi guys, welcome back. This is update number 21 and I have been doing the carnivore diet for 20 whole weeks now, which is crazy. So 6 more weeks guys and I will be a half a year into this, which is really kind of crazy to me. So if you watched the last video, I am struggling with it a little bit. I want to update you guys on that a little bit. So I want to recap a little bit about last week so I can kind of hit those points and kind of talk about what this week was like. So last week I mentioned that I was kind of having trouble getting going in the morning, that I wasn't feeling super good in the morning, that it took just too long into the day to kind of start feeling right, to like get going and get my morning routine going and things like that. So I want to touch on that a little bit later. I'm not sure I explained it super well last week because I just wasn't really sure like what I was even experiencing. So I kind of have that more clear in my mind now. It's definitely something I'm going to need to kind of fix or work on. So last week I also talked about how I was kind of back to feeling weak and feeling kind of icky on this again. And I had kind of an episode of reactive hypoglycemia and I just haven't been feeling right, and I'm still just not feeling right. And it definitely has to be looked into because I'm just, I am not humming along yet as of right now. And so I'm going to go into that a whole lot more detail for this week. And I also talked about last week some different supplements I was doing and adding. Some of those came, some more are coming. So I'm going to talk about some different changes that I'm going to be making and what I'm going to try, and different things that I've learned. I've been doing a lot of research. So also last week I tried some heavy cream. The opportunity came up and I gained 4 pounds. So my body did not react well to the heavy cream, and so let's just start with that. I'm down 3 of the initial 4 pounds, and so I had no actual weight loss this week, and I'm still up about a pound. There you go. At this point, I'm much less concerned with or concentrating on the scale at all. I'm really just trying to feel good on this. So I'm definitely going to need to be making a few changes, and I want to really go over what those are. They're not straying from carnivore at all. They're all part of the carnivore diet. They're just some areas where, as I research more, I think I'm actually kind of going wrong. So when I kind of want to recap, actually, let's recap kind of where I started. When I started, my husband had been on this for like 9 or 10 months, and he has never struggled on this diet at all. He has felt great the whole time. His weight just fell off left and right, 100 pounds in the first 5 months. He just had absolutely fantastic results on this. So it definitely can work. It works really well, at least for some people. And for me, it has just not hummed along like that. And so because he didn't experience any of that, like I've had to really go to the drawing board and figure out, okay, what's happening. So when I started, I really didn't know a whole heck of a lot about this way of eating particularly. I was just kind of going off of his results, and he hasn't dealt with some of these things. So, we didn't know. At this point, though, I am 4.5 months in. So I'm almost 5 months in, and I know a lot more than I did when I started. I have watched hours upon hours of videos, and I've read studies, and I've read news articles, and I've done as much consuming of information as I can fit in, and I've joined support groups and different Facebook groups, and I'm learning as much as I possibly can. And so the things that I want to try are narrowed down from kind of an accumulation of all of that, but they are things that where I've been kind of trying, I still feel like I'm kind of going wrong. And so I think I have a plan nailed down that I want to try, and this is kind of, I don't want to say the last ditch effort, but at this point, if these things don't work, then I'm going to have to acknowledge at that point that, okay, very strict carnivore is maybe not the best option for me, and I'm probably going to have to relax a little bit, go a little bit more towards ketovore, see how I feel on that, go a little bit more towards keto if I don't feel good on that. We'll have to see. I'm not sure. My body, I don't know. We're going to find out. I really do firmly believe that everybody is different, though. Everybody's body is a little bit different, and I'm okay with figuring out what works for my body and what works for my weight loss. I'm just not quite at the point yet where I want to throw in the towel on this diet completely. Not at all. I do need to fix some things. So we're going to go over that. I want to talk about my morning real quick because it was a really rough morning. And I just thought I would share because it is where I'm really at. I'm actually really kind of frustrated as I make this video, and I'm still trying to be pleasant and smile for you anyway. This morning I had a great weekend. Everything went fine. I woke up this morning and I was planning to go exercise early. I have this amazing opportunity that came up to exercise at an actual gym for free, which is fantastic. I love this place. I feel very comfortable there. I feel excited to exercise there, and I really, really want to exercise. I want to exercise on this way of eating. I know that you don't have to. My husband didn't exercise the whole year. He lost those 140 pounds, but I want to. I want to get stronger. I need to add some muscle. I want to feel good. So it's important to me, and I don't feel well enough where I'm at right now on this way of eating to even go exercise. And I'm not talking about like high intensity stuff, guys. I'm talking about like low impact mom kind of exercising, just starting out kind of exercising. I feel like it's realistic for me to at least be able to do that. So I tried getting ready to exercise, and I have felt weak and sick and just not good on this the whole morning. And I canceled not only the exercising, but everything. My whole day has been canceled so far, trying to just get better and feel good. And so that is really, really frustrating. And so without wasting a whole lot more of your time, let's just talk about the few changes that I'm going to make, where I might be going wrong a little bit. And over the next few weeks, we're going to see if these are what it is, if this is going to work. I'm doing a lot of different things now. So the first thing I did was I got this. So this is Dr. Paul Saladino's. Let's see if you can see it. It's like his suet tallow. It's like fat. It's kidney fat too. And so it's almost like a stearic acid supplement, tallow supplement. And I'm doing that because I am concerned whether or not I'm getting enough fat in. I have really even more so been trying to increase fat. So let's recap a little bit. When I first started, I was eating a lot of lean meats. It was hard for me in the beginning because I really didn't like meat. And so I'm definitely past that now. I've gotten a lot better. I don't take super pleasure from eating meat, but I can stand it way more than I did in the beginning. So at first it was really lean meats. It hasn't been for a long time. I don't think I've eaten chicken in like 2 months. I really haven't eaten the tuna. I just haven't done. I've been doing literally for over a month now, eggs, hamburger meat, and steak. I mean, that's like what the bulk of it is. That is what it is. I don't know if there's a single other thing that I'm really even adding in. And so I've been getting fattier cuts of meat. I've been really getting the fat on the hamburger. I've been really working on that. And we're even at the point where we're kind of almost grilling up pieces of fat for me to eat the fat. So that's even a stretch for me. At first I would not have been able to do that. And now, I'm really determined. So I'm trying that, and I'm adding in that tallow. My next step tonight actually, is I'm going to sit down with my husband, and he's going to help me, just so we have two heads is better than one. But we've done some basic calorie counting and basic macro counting, not exact, just kind of rounding, kind of paying attention. Are we in the vicinity a little bit? But not really tracking it, writing it down, paying attention, putting it into a tracker, and being able to really see, am I hitting my fat to protein ratios appropriately? Am I even eating enough calories? I do not think I'm overeating calories. If anything, I'm under eating on the meat a little too much. I need to see probably where I am with that, just because I'm not feeling good. So let's find out. It's not something I want to do forever, but I think we need a little bit more specific of a baseline than what we've done so far. So that's the next step, is I'm going to really pay attention to that for a little bit and see, how that's doing. The next thing, internal collagen. You can get any brand. I have the Trim Healthy Mama brand because I love them, and they sell collagen. So you can get hydrolyzed collagen, you can get collagen peptides, you can get internal collagen. They're all the same thing. Because I don't do the head to tail, and I don't probably get a whole heck of a lot of skin or connective tissues of the animal, then I'm adding this in. And so that was Dr. Saladino's advice as well, to get the internal collagen in. So that's what I'm doing for that. I also don't have quite yet, but it's coming in the next today or tomorrow. I'm getting the Element, the LMNT electrolytes. I have been trying to supplement with my electrolytes at home with just the food, which is ideally what I'd like to do. But with the bone broth I'm drinking, and I'm even putting salt under my tongue, which is miserable, by the way. I mean, who wants to do that all day long, 3 teaspoons or something every single day? So that might be an area where I'm going wrong, is the electrolytes, because it's just hard to get that in maybe. So I went ahead, got myself those electrolyte packets, like 1 or 2 a day, and we're gonna see how I feel on those. I also got some ox bile supplements coming. I talked about that last week. I am concerned without a gallbladder. Am I truly absorbing the fats appropriately? It is possible to not absorb your fats as well because of the missing gallbladder. So that is something that can happen, and so I want to be making sure that I'm absorbing the fat that I'm actually eating. Maybe it's too much TMI, so just skip forward 30 seconds if you want. But one thing I do notice from not having a gallbladder on this is much more diarrhea, unfortunately, and a lot more fat just kind of running right through me that I can actually see. I can see the fat. I can see that maybe I'm not absorbing it. So sorry if that's too much TMI, but that is the absolute truth. So I needed to look into that also. Another thing that I'm going to start adding in with much more regularity is the liver meat. We've done liver meat on this. I do eat the liver meat. I don't monitor how often or how much liver meat that I'm having. And again, Dr. Saladino talks about 8 ounces of liver meat a week. I think at this point, that's the only organ meat I'm gonna do or try. I am not up for anything beyond that. And if I need to do anything beyond that to make this diet work or feel better, then I think I am gonna pass. So I will do the liver though. I will do the liver ground up with some hamburger meat and meatballs, 8 ounces a week. I'm gonna start shooting for that. So also I'm getting tired of putting the salt under my tongue. I'm hoping the electrolyte drinks will fix that or help that. But I may need to get electrolyte capsules or salt capsules or whatever. I'm not sure. I haven't gotten that far yet. I want to read the nutrition facts and stuff and just see and figure out what markers they should be, hitting. My last step really is consulting with a carnivore doctor and, just kind of see if there's any more recommendations they can give me of what I'm doing wrong, what else that I could be doing. And so maybe I can get some answers that way. We'll see if these things work first, see if I need to go down that route, but that is something that I want to try if I need to. So yeah, there's definitely something going on. I pretty much this whole week ate like steak and eggs. I had a little bit of hamburger meat, but it was predominantly steak. I had my bone broth. That was what I ate. And yeah, it's still just not super working for me right now, and so I definitely need to make some changes. That's what I'm going to be doing. I will say emotionally at this point, at least today, I'm feeling worn out. I'm feeling worn out. I love the simplicity of knowing what I'm going to eat, but this is taking up a lot of my life. Troubleshooting, learning, figuring out what to do. And I'm not sure that the results have totally paid off yet. I am 34 pounds down in 4.5 months. It's decent. It's good. It's not worth it if I don't feel good. I don't want to be doing this in such a way that hurts or harms my body, because I'm ignoring the warning signs of not feeling so good. So yeah, it is getting a little bit weary just right now, feeling weak and not feeling good and not really being able to plan a whole lot or go out or do a whole lot, not knowing how I'm going to feel and having to kind of plan my life around projecting how I think I might feel. So that it's no way to live. It's no way to live. I want to address why on earth are you sticking with this very restrictive form of diet if it's not working so well for you and you're not feeling. And by not working well, I mean I'm not feeling well on it, so that's how it's not working. It's definitely something I'm taking into consideration what all my options are. I am by no means ever going to choose to just stop losing weight or stop eating healthy or stop paying attention to this. But I definitely am willing to tweak things to make sure that it's right for my body. So yeah, I think that is definitely a very valid point if you're sitting there thinking that while you're watching this. The reason why is I want to give this my full effort. I'm not a quitter. I don't want to quit too early if a little something tweaked could make it work really, really well for me. I want results like my husband's, and I really don't want to take 2 or 3 years with the amount of weight I have to lose to get to my goal. There's a whole video I want to do on that. I don't know exactly when it's going to be out, but it's going to be called My Biggest Fear about losing weight, and I'm going to address that way deeper, and it's why I'm hanging on to this. Even though it's not perfect yet, I still feel like it is possible to do this diet well, and I want to tweak as many things as I can learn or know how to tweak and exhaust the options before I decide, okay, maybe this isn't the right way of eating for me. And so that's why I'm hanging on. That's why I am still here eating carnivore, and that's where I'm at for this week. So all these things and all these changes should be taking place in this next week. I have a full week to do them until my next video. And so hopefully next week I will be able to report, you know, everything that I've done and how I reacted to it. And I'm hoping for good news. I'm hoping to really get this nailed down and get situated. And then when I feel like there's a lot more videos that I'll be able to make for you guys, you know, talking about just how do you do it without a gallbladder, how do you get your electrolytes in, just what mistakes do you make, you know. So I'm doing all these things, and once I get it situated, you know, I'll be in a position to be able to tell you a lot better, you know, what I did. But right now I'm not there yet. So I haven't made any of these videos. I haven't even made the videos, well, what are you eating? Because, you know, I've kind of tried every single meat there is, and yet I still don't feel like I'm feeling good. And so I just don't even want to like lead anybody astray with what any advice or anything I tell you. I can only tell you like what I am doing. And so at some point when I nail down my routine and I nail down how I'm totally doing this, I will definitely make those videos for you and show you. But until then, I just, I'm just going to keep updating you every week. I'm being super raw every single week when I tell you what's going on. You know, I'm not holding back. This is what the week looked like. So the weekly updates are the best way to keep track of that for right now. And other than that, I think I'm good for this week. I think that's it. So this is what I'm going to do. And I will see you back here in 1 week to see how all of that went. So thanks so much for joining me for this super long video. I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
I start to sail along these ocean waves. Nobody knows how to find us. It's turning out to be a perfect day. I just wanna leave our normal lives behind us. So let's get lost out here. No one else out here. Find ourselves out here.